Hey guys, it's Holly. Today I'm going to be making some cookies that look like squishies. I'm very excited to do this. The last time I made sugar cookies with royal icing was about 10 years ago, and those didn't really come out very good, so I'm very excited to try this again. So I've already made the sugar cookie dough and rolled it out, and now we're just going to cut out the shapes. So I have printed off this little guide. I have some squishies that I want to make into cookies I'm very excited about. So I'm just going to cut these out and then use it as a stencil to cut out the dough. Okay, so I have them all cut out and now we're ready to cut out our cookies, which I'm very excited about. So I have my cookie dough that I have rolled out to a 1/4 inch thickness, and then I put it in the fridge. This is nice and cold, which will help with the cutting out process. Let's start with this guy. Okay, cute. And we'll do a whale. Of course I had to do an eye bloom whale because they're one of my favorites. I decided to do the blue one because I like the blue one. Billy. Trying to make these as clean as possible. Actually, what I should have done is made these a little bit bigger. Maybe I'll try to do that on the next one. I should cut it to where there's a little bit around it so that I have room to do icing. So let's try to do that this time. Okay, so now we have room around the design. I should have done this on all of them. If I have enough dough, I'll redo the other ones. Oh, that looks kind of bad. All right, we have them all on our parchment, so now I'm going to bake them. So all of my cookies are baked and cooling now. I had cut out some that had extra dough around the designs, but then I realized that I didn't really need that after the first batch baked. So I just cut out every squishy according to exactly how I cut it out. So I think these look a lot nicer. And I also have some extra ones just to practice. It is time now to make the royal icing. This is the part that I am most scared about. Actually, I'm most scared about actually decorating the cookies, but this is the second most scary part. Before I make the icing though, I want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people. They have classes on a ton of different subjects, including traditional art, like painting and drawing. They have illustrating classes. They have classes on photography and video editing, programming, pretty much anything you can think of, they have it. What inspired me to do this in my video today actually was a Skillshare class called Cookie Decorating for Beginners, Create Incredible Edible Art by Lori Shannon. And her class basically tells you about icing cookies, so that has given me a little bit of confidence to do this. It was really nice to be able to brush up on everything before I did this video. She had a really good tip, which is to make sure that my icing, when I drag a knife through it, that it takes 15 seconds for it to fully be flat again. So it's kind of like a squishy actually, that you squish and it takes a certain amount of time to rise again. Anyways, the best part is there are no ads and they are constantly adding new content. And if you get an annual subscription, it is less than $10 a month. With the new year, it's the perfect time to bring some new inspiration and fun into your life with a Skillshare class. The first 1,000 subscribers to click the link in the description will get a free trial of premium membership. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, but let's get to making some icing. So Lori actually gave the recipe for royal icing in her class on Skillshare, so I printed it off and I have it up here for reference. Here we go. All right, so the first ingredient we need is meringue powder. I've also watched videos where instead of using meringue powder, if you don't have this or can't find it, you can just use egg whites. But I'm kind of lazy, so we're gonna use meringue powder. And I got this at Joann Fabrics. They also have it at Michael's, and I think some Walmarts have it. Ooh, it smells really good. Kind of smells like eggnog a little bit. Interesting. Okay, so we need a 1/4 cup plus a tablespoon. So we have 1/4 cup, plus a tablespoon. Okay. The meringue powder is basically what is going to help our icing dry very quickly and very hard. Then we need 3 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. I'm gonna try not to get powdered sugar everywhere. Oh, I forgot that Should I sift it? I probably should sift it, huh? Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure it out first and then pour it in the sifter. I think it's okay if this isn't entirely accurate because we're gonna be adjusting it anyways. Let's not get this everywhere if we can help it. Ooh, it's so fun. Then it says on low speed to add in a 1/3 cup of warm water a little bit at a time. Okay, here we go. Okay. It says you can also add in some vanilla extract, so I'm gonna do that. I saw this clear vanilla extract at Walmart and I thought it was nice because then it won't affect the color of the icing. It says to beat on low for 3 to 5 minutes until well combined. This looks really thick compared to what I've normally seen. I wonder if I should add a little bit more water. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly scrape the sides. So what I'm gonna go for is a really thick icing, and then I can thin it out as I need to. So this is pretty thick and smooth looking. I kind of don't know when it's gonna be done. I think it might already be done. It says don't over mix it, but I don't really know how to know when it's done mixing. I guess I'll mix it just a little bit more. It definitely looks like a thick icing. Okay, I mean, I think this is pretty good, and I'll just thin it out as I need. So I'm gonna take the paddle off. Okay, so now I'm going to split this up into bowls and color it. So since I'm a beginner, I bought these, which are all-in-one decorating bag with tip, and these are disposable. So there are 6 in here. I can fill them up with icing and then just throw these away when I'm done instead of having to clean a bunch of tips. So I'm excited to use these. The only color that I really need to be super thick is black, and that's what I'm gonna use for the eyes and facial features. So I'm just gonna get like a spoonful of this and make this black, and then that'll be all I need. Actually, probably even less than that, but we're just gonna do that. Also, I'm gonna put some saran wrap on this to make sure that it doesn't crust over. I'm scared of that happening. Okay, so we're just gonna add in some black coloring. I got this gel coloring, and I don't want to use too much of this because I have heard that this stuff doesn't really, I don't think it tastes super great, and I actually don't know if I really need that much, so we're gonna start with that. Definitely gonna need more. So this didn't go as black as I was hoping. It's more of like a dark gray, and I added a lot of that coloring, and I thought that coloring was supposed to be really concentrated. I figured this was a small amount of icing. I thought it was gonna get black really quickly, but I kept adding and adding and adding. So I don't know what the deal was, but we're just gonna go with this because I don't want to keep adding a whole bunch of food coloring. What I might do is just wait until the end, and I might try to go find an edible marker to do the details on, but I put the icing in here. We'll have it just in case, but I'm just frustrated that it took that much color. So I'm just gonna leave this in the bag for now. I'm going to twist it closed so it doesn't dry out and move on to the next color. Okay, now we're going to do blue. And we need a nice baby blue color. So I'm hoping we don't have to use that much color. So we're just going to do that and see what happens. Okay, so now I'm going to thin this into a pipeable, kind of flooding, a little bit thicker than a flooding consistency. So I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time. I'm basically gonna try to reach what she said to do in the video, where it's a 15-second time to go back to normal. Oop, that probably was too much water. If I draw a line, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is a lot thinner than I wanted. so now I'm gonna have to add more powdered sugar. Or maybe I should add more of the white. Okay, I'm just gonna add powdered sugar now. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna draw a line like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a little bit more than 15 seconds, but honestly, I'm okay with that because I don't want it to get everywhere. So we're gonna go with that as is. Let me put it in a bag. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna lie, that took me an hour to make all of the colors that I needed, and I'm tired. It was very long and very tedious, and I really hope that I got all the consistencies right. We're just gonna jump right into the fun part, which is actually decorating the cookies. I'm gonna actually do a test cookie to see if the icing is okay. I have all of my icings in a bag with a wet paper towel because the tips are already on there, so I don't want anything to dry out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try one, I guess. Let's try the blue since I have a ton of it. I don't know why I made so much blue, but all right, let's see. Well, definitely looks pretty good. I forgot to grab a toothpick. Okay. Looks pretty good. Has some bubbles in there. Well, I mean, it looks like it's working pretty well. Looks pretty smooth. There is this little guy. I don't really know how to fix that. I think our consistency is pretty good. All right, so let's get started on the real deal. I'm going to do a cotton candy panda first. I have him here as reference. So I'm just going to outline his body parts. I wonder if I should do the white first. Maybe I'll do the white first. The white might have been too thick. There are some little chunks in there, and I don't know why. This icing dries incredibly fast, and I'm not used to it. I think it's looking pretty good so far. I'm excited. Okay, so now I'm gonna try the wet on wet technique that Lori talked about in her video, where I'm going to try to, well, and I don't even know if this is still wet, but I'm gonna try to do the eyes, the eye part without messing this up. I'm really scared. Oh God. Oh God. I mean, it's definitely not that symmetrical. Ooh, it definitely sank into the white, which is what I wanted, so that's nice. Okay, and then let's try to do the pink cheeks also while it's wet. Cute. I want to attempt to get a texture on the ears because on the squishy it has a texture, but I don't know how it's gonna work. I mean, he's looking pretty cute so far. The eyes are a little messed up, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna let him sit for a while and then we'll do the final details of his face and the bow tie. Okay, next we're gonna do the Foxy Fox. So I'm gonna grab the pink. I feel like this is a situation like an eyebrow situation where I don't feel like I can make them symmetrical. Looks like this is about to fall off. I'm gonna mix in a little white. I think I'm gonna wait for all of this to dry before adding the little collar part so that it will look a little bit separate, because I think if I add it now, it's just gonna blend all in. So I'm gonna let this one dry now. Actually, no, I'm going to add little cheeks. Okay, next I'm going to do Billy the Whale, and I actually made a dark blue color. And I just put it in a Ziploc because I didn't make very much and I didn't want to waste the disposable ones. So I'm just going to snip off the tip and do his horn. Okay, now that we have a little horn, I'm going to fill in the rest of his body. Oh, my piping tip is clogged. So I'm just gonna shove a toothpick up there. My piping bag is stuck. I don't know what's going on. All the icing's coming out the top. I feel like if I push too hard, it's gonna explode. How do people do this? I don't know. This is really fun and everything, but it's just very stressful to me. This looks really bad. Okay, I got a new bag. Don't know what happened. I don't know if it just got clogged with something or other, but I'm going to redo this one. Luckily, I have another whale that I can do, so we're gonna start over. So much better. Okay, that was fantastic. Okay, we're gonna let that one dry now. And then the last one is the little, oh, I don't even remember what they're called. They look like Sailor Moon bears, so that's what I'm just gonna call it. Okay, we're gonna let that one dry now. Now we're gonna come back to him. Okay, so it's not quite as dry as I thought it was going to be. That's good. Now I'm gonna attempt to do his face. I mean, it's kind of close, right? I probably should have gotten a edible marker for finer details than this, or used a smaller tip. I think it looks kind of okay, right? Oh boy, let's do his bow tie. Okay, he's done. I mean, I think it looks pretty close, right? The face is a little off. I think next time I would use a edible marker, though I'm not sure how long it takes for these to dry. I mean, I feel like it's been at least like 20 minutes and this still isn't dry. And I thought that was the whole point of using the meringue powder, was that it dried it really fast. Maybe I used too much, I'm not really sure. But there's one down. Let's move on to finish up our little fox friend. So there's our little foxy fox. Not too bad. I feel like this kind of reminds me of like a clown for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the little collar underneath or not, but Also, the body looks atrocious, but we're not gonna look at that. Okay, let's finish up the whale here. Oh god. Mouth is way too big. Should have gone with a smaller tip for sure. This one doesn't look as good. He just kind of looks like a blobby. Also, the lines on the horn are too thick. So lesson learned, maybe next time I need to just have my own tips instead of using the disposable bags so that I can have smaller sizes. Okay, we just need to finish up this little lady. She has a swirl on her head. So we're going to oh no, I ruined it. Her eye. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well, her eyes are just gonna have to be wonky, I guess. Okay, so there are my finished I Bloom squishy cookies. I definitely have a lot of room for improvement, but I'm pretty happy with how they came out. I think you can definitely tell what they're supposed to be, and they do look pretty cute. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how it went. This was really hard to do. Royal icing is really hard to deal with. The consistency and my piping bag clogging, and I had to change it out, and just dealing with all of the different things was a little bit stressful, but I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. I will put the links down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.